Good afternoon and happy November. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alex Storer. Here's the news for today, Thursday, November 1st. On Saturday, 11 lives were tragically lost in a mass shooting at a synagogue in Pittsburgh. Yesterday, students and faculty came together in the student union to hold a vigil for the victims. Nightly News reporter Evan Abramson was there and shows us how the UCF community united to support the Jewish community.
Here at the Student Union, faculty and students all came together to honor the 11 lives lost at the shooting in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at the Tree of Life Synagogue. Candles were lit during the event for each of the 11 victims, and they were placed by their photos in honor and for remembrance. Aaron Weil, Executive Director and CEO of Central Florida Hillel, wants students to realize they have a voice with the potential to prevent tragedies like these ones in the future.
And throughout history, Jews have kind of been the canary in the coal mine. It often throughout history has started with the Jewish community and almost never has ended with the Jewish community. So it doesn't really matter what your ethnicity or religion or race or gender. What matters is that you say something and you do something.
UCF leaders, including Chief of Police Carl Metzger and UCF President Dale Whitaker, joined students and staff in the union to pay their respects. Whitaker says he is proud of the university for coming together to show their support.
I hate the reason that we come together, but I love the fact that we come together. And what this shows for UCF is its strength, collective strength, and it's our willingness to care for each other.
This was Whitaker's first time dealing with a national tragedy while in office, and he says it unfortunately probably won't be the last one. Josh Bologna, UCF's SGA president, remembers being affected by a similar tragedy earlier this year.
Rachel Huss, who's one of the students that helped set it up, was looking for venues, and the thought that came to my mind was, oh, when we did the MSD one, it was perfect right outside the arena. And the fact that I could even tell you what a good location for a vigil is, that was, it was just a realization I had mid-conversation. I mean, it's just that, it's almost numbing.
In Orlando, Evan Abramson, UCF Nightly News.
Students can also pay their respects at the upcoming Chabad service tomorrow. For more information about Central Florida Hillel, visit centralfloridahillel.org. Students gathered at the CFE Arena yesterday to see Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders speak in support of Democratic gubernatorial candidate Andrew Gillum.
Are you guys ready to make American history?
For the second time this year, progressive Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders came to UCF to campaign for gubernatorial candidate Andrew Gillum. Gillum, a Democrat, is running against Republican candidate Ron DeSantis for governor of Florida.
Here yesterday at the CFE Arena, I asked students as they lined up to see Bernie Sanders what the main political issue on their mind was, and most of them said it was gun control.
Gillum has time and time again expressed his, from the very beginning, that we need better gun control laws. I mean, we can't have armed guards at our grocery stores.
For some people, this was their first political rally, and they say the atmosphere of the campus is a complete 180 to the confrontational political climate seen in other places.
I was expecting more division, more general uproar. I'm blown away by what I love the unity. I love the feel of everything going on right now.
Other Florida politicians came to advocate for Gillum, like Democratic Representative Carlos Guillermo-Smith and Orlando State House candidate Ann Escamani. They talked to the students and attendees about why showing up to the polls is important. They ended the rally with a march across campus to the voting booths at the Live Oaks Ballroom so students who haven't voted yet can take the opportunity to do so. In Orlando, Rachel DeChico, UCF Nightly News.
The election takes place on November 6th. If elected, Gillum would be the first black governor in the state of Florida and the first Democrat elected in more than 2 decades. With Election Day less than a week away, sticking with election news, many UCF students will be voting for either Ron DeSantis or Andrew Gillum to be the state's next governor. However, there is a large population of students that will vote for different races this year, the out-of-state community. Nightly News reporter Jeremy Brenner gives us more on the out-of-state community and where members of the community register their ballots.
When one asks a UCF student where he or she is from, a typical response might be Orlando or even Miami. Very rarely does one hear Scottsdale, Arizona, or Manhattan as an answer. And when these out-of-state students are deciding where to cast their ballots, oftentimes these people choose their first home.
I've lived in Arizona for longer. I kind of know the area. It's kind of the area I grew up in, so I've only been here for a couple weeks, so it just affects me more.
Every UCF student who casts an out-of-state absentee ballot has his or her reasons. It is a case-by-case basis with nearly 6,000 of UCF's out-of-state students each year. Each state has its own unique political stances and issues that make it special.
I don't feel that much of a connection. I feel like I have to go out and find a lot of information on my own because I don't have a lot of background because I lived in New Jersey my whole life. So I don't really know that much about the representatives here as opposed to my representatives in New Jersey I know a lot more about.
While some students wish to keep their vote in their first home where they have a stronger connection and opinion, others decide to cast their vote in their second home. When many college students change their state, it certainly shakes up the game for young voters in races that could go either way in swing states.
Well, in New York, it's pretty liberal, especially where I live. I'm in Manhattan, so the Democratic vote usually wins, but here it's a swing state, obviously, so I knew that my vote would count a lot more here.
In Orange County, Jeremy Brenner, UCF Knightly News.
Polls in all U.S. races closed Tuesday evening nationwide. Now, late last week, Evan Abramson had the pleasure of going out to Painted Oaks Academy and talking to the owners of UCF football's favorite horse, Pegasus. Well, Evan went ahead and took the opportunity to also speak to the newest member of the UCF mascot family, Nugget. Here's more on UCF fans' favorite mini horse.
UCF's family is 66,000 strong on game days. They have Nitro and they have Pegasus. But you add one more character into the family and you got a pretty picture. Now everybody knows what Nugget does at UCF, but not everyone knows about how he got here. And like every great origin story, there's always a bit of fate involved. And this story began when part of UCF's marketing team visited Painted Oaks Academy looking for a new Pegasus.
So we were out at a farm this summer right here behind campus, and we found our new Pegasus. And then we looked over as we were leaving, and we were like, hey, who's that little guy over there? And then the person who owns the farm was like, well, that's Nugget. And she was like, you want us to bring Nugget too? And Alex Cesarano, director, and I just looked at each other, and we were like, absolutely.
And from his very first day on the job as a UCF mascot, Nugget has captivated fans. He's also gotten some help from his Instagram and Twitter pages where he often posts pictures or videos of himself with the catchphrase, "It me." Safe to say this little guy's popularity is off to the races.
It's only a week later because we play Pitt, then we turn around and we play SMU. A week later, and it was amazing how many people were already walking by. I mean, thousands of people walking by and going, hey, Nugget!
And now that Nugget's here to stay, UCF felt it was time to take some family photos to officially welcome him into the mascot family. A little Pegasus, a little Nitro, and like I said before, a very pretty picture. And Nitro might be the happiest out of everyone to have his new partner in crime. So Nugget's now part of the family. What does this mean to you guys? Now, while mascots like Nitro and Pegasus are used to the various pressured situations of representing Knight Nation, I wanted to see how Nugget's been handling his newfound fame. We know you're not usually this quiet, but I mean, is there a certain reason you're feeling this pressure right now? Well, just like Nitro, a natural with the press, Nugget and his mascot family will continuously represent UCF around campus, and you can be sure UCF marketing will have some nifty Nugget appearances coming up soon. In Orlando, and as Nugget would say, it me, Evan Abramson, UCF Knightly News.
And now for today's forecast. Today will be mostly sunny with a high of 87 degrees. Tonight, a cool low of 69 degrees with mostly cloudy skies, perfect for some Thursday night college football. Tomorrow will be a high of 85, partly sunny with a chance of some showers. And that's all we have for you today. Don't forget, the campus closes today at 3 p.m. for the football game versus Temple tonight at 7. That means any classes you have that start after 3 won't happen today, and game day parking rules will also go into effect at that time. Remember to stay up to date with everything UCF by following us on Twitter at UCF Knightly News, and be sure to tune in for our weekly newscast tomorrow at 1 p.m. on YouTube and on Spectrum Channel 734. I'm Alex Storer. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.